Hi everyone, I'm Jules. I'm an online fitness and nutrition coach, and I'm gonna walk you through probably my most favorite glute and hamstring workout to date. So let's get into it. Okay guys, we're gonna do a little dynamic stretching warm up. This is my favorite go-to to do pre-workout. I'll tell you guys what we're doing. We're gonna start today off with barbell hip thrusts. I'm not sure exactly where I want to set it up. Typically I'm a Smith machine girly, but I want to keep it as consistent as possible. And last time I used the barbell, so I think we'll stick with the barbell today. And then from there, we're gonna do dumbbell Bulgarian split squats right into dumbbell RDLs. And then we move into one of my favorites, hamstring curl machine, and finish off with cable glute kickbacks, medius kickbacks, and then the abduction machine just to kind of burn out the glutes at the end. It is so good. Okay, we're gonna set up hip thrusts here. I think it should be a decent height because this platform is a little bit higher, whereas if I was on like flat ground using the bench, I don't know if it would be the most optimal. Hip thrusts are kind of tricky, although now I'm thinking, I don't know if this is gonna work now. I don't know if this is gonna work. Oh yeah, this is a good height. Okay, we're gonna do it here. I'm gonna do a little bit of just some banded abductions just to kind of get my glutes fired because I am a quad dominant girly, so I want to make sure I'm engaging the entirety of my glutes before getting into hip thrusts, so I can just really like maximize my hip thrusts for glutes. I don't really have a rhyme or reason to this. I essentially just keep doing this until I can't anymore. That is how I like to do this warm up, and it burns in like the best way. You want to keep like a good bend to your knees and just slightly step without fully placing your foot on the ground. Just kind of tap it. Good. This is me trying to get this thing off. So I am using my app. This is where I track all my workouts. My clients use this app as well too, and it just really helps me keep track of what weights I've even used in prior workouts. So we're gonna be starting off with a barbell hip thrust. I am gonna start off with like a full plate just to kind of like warm up, and then we'll go from there, and I'm doing 4 sets of 10 to 12. Again, really focusing on being intentional, slow and controlled. So we're gonna slap some plates on here. I'll also need my barbell pad, so I'm gonna grab that too. And we'll pop some plates on here. I think I pretty much perfected how to get plates on at this point. It can be really hard if you're a newbie though. I kind of like lift this up. Make sure you're also bracing your core when you do this because you can really hurt yourself, and kind of like slide it back. Okay, hip thrusts. A couple things that you do want to pay attention here, okay? Number one, you want to make sure the whole like upper portion of your shoulder blades is making contact with the bench here. Number one. Number two, or just a common theme or trend that I notice, is a lot of women will place their feet too far away, which will create more quad bias. You want to make sure your feet / shins are like parallel to your body, and you want to make sure that you're scooping your pelvis and pushing your hips all the way up.
One other little thing, just make sure that your gaze is staying forward. You're not tracking your gaze to the ceiling, to the side. Completely staying forward is key.
I have to pee. We're gonna pop another plate on here, okay? Make sure you're also taking into consideration the weight of the bar. Most Olympic barbells are gonna be around 45 pounds, so this is roughly 135, and if I put another plate on either side, it's gonna equal out to like 225. These don't match. It's frustrating. And normally when I'm putting the weight on, I actually use my foot as like leverage and kind of like lift it up slightly and kind of push. Just watch your fingers, because you will break a finger if your finger's in there. Have done that before as well too. This was actually what I worked up to when I did 10. So I'm gonna shoot for 12. We'll see how I'm feeling. I am in my follicular phase right now, but I feel like my energy has still been decently low, which is kind of strange. Okay, here we go. Holy shit. That was hard today. We're not gonna add more weight just yet. We're gonna leave it. We're gonna leave it as is. We're gonna take a hot 90-second rest period. I don't know if you guys know Brett Contreras. If you know anything about glutes, I'm assuming you probably do, but he's like the daddy of the hip thrust. He basically invented like the American hip thrust, but he developed these glute benches, which are like really optimal. These ones are like this. And they're kind of like on the diagonal, but they're so optimal for things like Bulgarians for hip thrusts because they're the proper height, and for Bulgarians, they conform to the way your legs move in the movement. I don't know why Cheer doesn't have one, to be honest, but my current home gym does have one. And so that's why I'm kind of substituting for this, because it's at least a little bit higher. So it minimizes the amount of space between the height of the bench and the ground. So I'm getting a little bit more engagement in my glutes, if that makes sense. And I think I might do my Bulgarian split squat here too and just see how it feels, because for like a 5'5" girly, it's just too high, you know? So I'm not ready for this. I just have to mentally prepare. I think I'm honestly just low energy because I don't work out at 9 a.m. You don't realize how much food affects you until you switch back to like morning workouts. Here we go. Holy fuck. I got to 11. One more set. They look so small. We're gonna do an extra 10 pounds, crazy. My glutes are genuinely fired up. I also just like low-key, this is my first exercise and I'm aiming to like grow my glutes and focus on glutes, so I'm happy to really push myself, but I also just have to be wary that I don't want to drain all my energy in my first exercise either. Especially knowing what's to come, you know? Okay. We're gonna take a fat rest. Just mentally preparing I have one more. I kind of cheated. Basically like a full-blown, just like farmer's carry. Holy fuck. My heart rate's definitely at like 160 right now. Okay. We are upping the weight from my last workout. I did 25, but this is just a 2.5 pound jump. Wait, yeah, 2.5 pound jump. 27.5. 8 to 10 each side.
I know Bulgarians suck, but they are so good for growth. A super simple tip to create more glute bias in a Bulgarian is just to simply tilt the entirety of your upper body on a diagonal, leaning over your front foot. One other common mistake I often see is rushing through this movement, and you want to really avoid bouncing at the very bottom. Keep it nice, slow, and controlled. Even count to 1 to 2 seconds at the very bottom of the movement. It's gonna suck, but it's gonna be so, so good.
I'm gonna take a quick breather between my legs. I actually was supposed to implement a break in between my legs in my session, but I forgot. So I'm gonna give it a good 30 seconds.
I am obviously using a bench for Bulgarians here because I set up the appropriate height. I actually prefer to use a Smith machine with a barbell hip thrust pad on it and place my back leg on the barbell pad. This just allows for more ankle mobility, and I find it to be a lot more comfortable.
Oh my god. Take a seat. You're not working hard enough in the gym if you don't make the ugliest face by the last 2 to 3 reps. I just look like I'm like eating something that's gone rancid. That's the face that I made. It's not cute. Round 2. Once I get past my first 3 exercises, it's a little bit more smooth sailing. It's just, these are brutal back to back. I'm the one who programmed it though, so like, shame on me. I was gonna do 10, but I'm not, I'm just do 8. Just fully dying. I might need to have a little snippy snack. It's just one of those workout days where it's like all in your head. Like mentally, it's a challenge today. It's not easy breezy, that's for sure. This is the last set of Bulgarian, so I'm extremely happy about that. Snack time. Go macro. The best protein bars. I feel unwell today. I'm not doing good. Poor girl. This is what I used last time, so I'm gonna start my working sets of this. But I am gonna use my wrist straps. Okay, last time I did 3 sets of 10 with this weight. 2 to 3 second eccentric, okay. Thanks, Jules, so kind of you. Can you stop rolling away? Excuse me, sir.
Okay, RDLs. One huge thing I often hear, especially with my clients, is, Jules, I feel this in my low back. And while, yes, you should, in a way, feel it in your low back because it is going to be targeting this area, there should not necessarily be any pain here. And where I see common issues arise is when you're tracking the weights just too far down. You're bringing the weights like all the way down to your shins, all the way down to your ankle, and that also just pulls the emphasis away from your glutes and your hamstrings. So girl, you can literally just stop the weight just below your kneecap. I know it feels like you can go lower, but I promise you this is going to keep emphasis on your glutes, on your hamstrings, and off of your back.
Let's fall over. Where are they? Oh. Doing 45s today. When I was bulking, I could do 60. Insane. One more set. Yay, these are so much better than the Bulgarians. Or just, I genuinely needed some carbohydrates because I thought I was gonna pass out after those Bulgarians. I'm in my follicular phase right now, which is typically when I personally start to see an increase in like energy, recovery, mood. Although I'm not necessarily feeling that a ton right now, I would say it hits like a peak around my ovulation, which makes sense with the fluctuations of your hormones because they're at their peak during ovulation. So that's typically when you're just feeling like a freaking all-star. So I'm on like the incline right now. But I honestly would just say that my lack of energy today probably just has to do with the fact that I'm not used to training this early. Like normally I have at least, I would say like 80% of my overall calories in my stomach during my workouts. I train around 4:30, 5 o'clock at night now, which used to be scary for me because that's when the gym is insane, but it just makes sense for me now just with my work day. But that's my little tangent. I'm gonna do my last set of RDLs and then we're gonna move on to seated cable, or no, seated hamstring curls. Yeah. I'll put these away. Holy shit. Okay, so I'm doing 3 sets of 10 to 12, but on my last set, I'm dropping the weight and doing 12 to 15 reps. So doing a little handy burnout, okay? Last time I did 75 to start, so I might start with 80. Yeah, actually, yeah. We'll see how it feels. I freaking love hamstring curls. I actually normally prefer the laying, but honestly the seated is kind of a nice change up, and I've been doing the laying hammies for a hot second, so it's a nice little change up. So I'm doing 10 to 12, slow and controlled.
Okay, hamstring curls tempo really is everything here. Like mentioned previously, keeping it slow and controlled is going to put a lot more time under tension on the muscle, therefore creating more stimulus on the muscle being built, which is what we want. But one thing I also really love about machines is they're very safe to fail on. So take full advantage of this and lift heavy, you guys. It's way safer to lift a lot heavier on a machine like a hamstring curl because you are fully locked in there. You're not going to drop the weight on your foot. It's quite safe, so definitely take advantage of that.
Twelve reps feels like a freaking lot. I still have 3 reps. Plus I just did RDLs right into hammies, so double hammies. Woo! We're doing 85 next. I ain't playing. I literally had 2 bites of my protein bar and now I'm like, let's freaking go. I legit was like, I might pass out. We're fine, I'm just being dramatic, let's be real. Last time I dropped it down to 45, so just about like 50% of the weight I was using for the rest of my reps, and pushed to do 15 reps. So I think this time I might try on my drop set to do 50 pounds for 15. I'm feeling really good right now, so we'll see. I may as well take advantage. I'm not actually gonna go right into this. I'm gonna like 30 seconds and then go into it. Okay, I'm gonna try and get to like 15 reps. This is gonna be a challenging one. The first like 10 reps are easy. It's the last like 5. One more. Holy shit. All the blood is just flowing to the back of my legs right now. And now I just get to blast my abductors. This is the best part of the workout. I know a lot of gyms have them, but I'd rather just bring my own bands and like you sweat in these. So just like for sanity, or not sanity. What am I talking about? Sanitization purposes. It's a little bit more cleanly, I feel like, to have your own. Also, they don't cost that much money, to be honest. Like, I think these are probably like 25 bucks. Same with the barbell pad. It's like $10 off Amazon, and then you can just leave it in your gym bag, which is nice. I actually normally go pretty light on these and just focus on like tempo. Let's see how 15 feels. Definitely heavier. Let's try 30. What am I even doing? 10 to 12.
Okay, this movement took me a long time to master because it's much different than an abduction kickback or a straight kickback. With a medius kickback, we're targeting the glute medius. So this is the whole side portion of the glutes. So you honestly need to be kicking back on more of a diagonal. You're not kicking your leg directly behind your body. You're basically kicking and pushing your foot out on a diagonal again, which is going to target the glute medius. I like to flex my foot because I can kind of drive through my heels and I feel it more. And sometimes I even have to use my hand to kind of touch my glutes to really focus on mind to muscle, which can also help.
My glutes are numb at this point. Those burns so good. It's such a good burn. Also, I'm just really loving the bodysuits, especially if you don't want to like be like half naked. You're a little bit more covered up. It's nice. It's a little bit less exposed. My legs are just shaking. Oh. I actually normally would start my weeks off with legs, but because the gym is so busy on Monday, it made me hate legs even more. So now I've been doing upper body. I'll typically do upper body Monday, full body Wednesday, glutes and hamstrings on a Friday or Saturday, depending on what I have going on. And apart from that, really nothing else right now. I might add in a fourth workout in the winter, or I might just leave the fourth as like an optional where I can do like a workout class or more mobility and cardio. But I've still been consistent with hitting my like 9 to 10K steps a day, which I'm really proud of because my job is extremely sedentary. And honestly, I can attribute that to having the walking pad, like the walking treadmill. It's the best. Just some seated abductions, and then you can wrap this sucker up. Just 12 to 15 reps. Easy peasy. Not even though, like at this point your glutes are just demolished. The sun, hi. Just glowing here. I think the sun is only on me right now.
I like to personally lean a little bit more forward during my abductions. I find this does target my glute medius a little bit better. It does put you into a little bit more of a vulnerable position, so just make sure you are bracing your core. You're not like lifting super heavy and compromising form. You are being safe, but this is going to help target more of the glute region that we are trying to grow. It is also super effective to sit all the way back on the chair. I just find personally for me, the mind to muscle connection with just leaning a little bit more forward, targeting a little bit more of the side glutes just feels good. And I have seen really good results with implementing this.
One more. Do a quick little 10 minutes of walking and then we're all done. An extremely hard workout today. Good job. Wow, 20 completed workouts. It's because I logged into my account, so I only have 20 completed. I swear I've done more than that. I normally just do 10 minutes. At the end, I'll either do stair climber or treadmill. If I'm doing the treadmill, I'll do like an incline between maybe like 8 to 10. And then turn it up to like 2.2 speed. Does that make sense? And that's pretty much all I do. Transparently, normally this workout only takes me probably a little bit over an hour, like an hour 15, including warm up and cool down. But obviously today we are filming, so it was a little bit longer, but your workouts generally do not need to be 2 hours long. If you're like actively working out for 2 hours, I would really rethink like how you're going about your training sessions and just really like optimizing them. You really, again, don't need to be in the gym for longer than honestly like 45 minutes to an hour. So you can definitely have a successful workout and not be in the gym for an hour and a half. It's possible. Thank you for following along my first ever YouTube workout, guys. Let me know if there's anything you want to see more of, daily vlogs, day in the life. I'm super open to anything you guys are interested in, and I'll leave everything that I used equipment-wise or mentioned or I'm wearing links in the description. So look in the description for that, and make sure you like and subscribe.